When it comes to solving problems with another person, it is never the problem that's the real issue. The real issue is having a system in place where you can communicate with our um, own programs and our own fears out of the way.
Children are great by their very nature, and we have the privilege and responsibility of raising them. It can be challenging at times. Let's talk about it.
Hi, I'm Cynthia Armstrong. I'm a general and special education teacher. I homeschool my own children for 5 years, and I talk about those things that I've studied, researched, and applied that really have benefited me and those that I live with and work with, and that I hope will really be of benefit to you. And today I want to talk about when we have a problem that we need to resolve with another person. That could be our children, that could be our spouse, and it can go either way. Because here's the thing, if we are struggling in resolving issues with our spouse or significant other, then what happens is uh, when we bring something to our children to do that may be around that issue, whether it's vaccinations, whether it's how to discipline, whether it's religion, no matter what it is, when we go to our children and we haven't thoroughly communicated um, and resolved the issue with our significant other, then our children feel that authenticity. Even if we think we've put a mask on it, even if we uh, think that, oh yes, it's mostly resolved, I'm going to do it this way because it's so important to me. Our children pick up on that, and they will move forward in their life with that program. So it's so important that we put a system in place where it's safe to talk uh, about issues that people feel very strongly about. And this is the tricky part because our emotions are so strong about a topic or an issue that it can be hard for us to put this system in place unless we're aware of what's going on in our brains, unless we can come at this ability to communicate with someone, that system to communicate with someone that we um, that we both understand and agree to, so that we can safely talk about these issues and find a resolution. Uh, and here's the thing, it is so important that we take our own biases out of the equation, that it doesn't change how we feel about a person talking about this issue, that our emotions towards that person stays the same, that we can have that unconditional love for them at all times. The part where the system comes in is that we can share what we have, and we try and take out our fear when it comes to vaccinations, when it comes to religion, when it comes to even schooling, like where to go to school, who is in what program, any of those things, we have a lot of fear uh, or anxiety or some other emotions, because, if we don't, then, oh, my child could, if it's vaccinations, my child could get sick if I give them the vaccination. And another one, well, no, they'll get sick if we don't give them the vaccination. Or our child will have a really strong future if they go into this particular program versus, oh, but children, need to be able to make choices on their own. And if they don't like that particular thing that could be a really strong, then guess what? They're not going to like their life. And I'd rather they like their life than that they have, a particular way to make money, because there's lots of ways to make money. So we could go, and there's always like um, strong emotions, strong fears, or concerns, or our own biases in these situations. And so being able to have our emotions towards the person to stay the same, and then trying to resolve our own fears and our own anxieties in a situation so that we can communicate them. But here's the thing, we're all doing the best we can with the information and the understanding that we have. So when we communicate, we want to build the person we're communicating um, up. We want to have them know how much we love and understand and care about them. So, I know how much you love our child or are concerned about our child. And I love and I'm concerned about our child. So let's talk about this situation. And here can be a part that a lot of people get stuck on, is that we aren't going to back down or get stepped on, or the other person always gets their way because of this. But when we communicate our thoughts and we listen openly to their thoughts, because guess what? They truly do still care about, like if it's our spouse, their children, or if we're communicating with our children, then our child is still concerned about their own future or whatever the topic is. Find a way to start with, we're both concerned about, your future. We're both concerned about our child. We're both concerned about this. And we have different ways of looking at it. So let's talk about it. But instead of just backing down, we're going to use it to inform our action. So our feelings stay the same, but our actions could change. And so if, our child is, all of a sudden we find them, teenagers gotten into alcohol or drugs or something, we still love them. And we're not angry. But if they choose to continue to do that, then I'm going to choose to do this. And I let them know that, but without anger, without judgment, because they're doing the best they can with the information and the knowledge they have. And, we can ask them, why, what do you get out of drinking? What do you get out of doing those drugs? And we're wanting to be curious, and we're wanting to understand. And That might be a way they can connect with their friends, a way they can feel better about a difficult situation they've been in, or a difficult loss, or um, we're going to listen to what that is. And I'm going to love you whether you choose to do uh, the drinking or the drugs or not. However, if you choose to do that, then this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to um, remove the car, because it's my car and that's unsafe. And and so we still give consequences, but not necessarily consequences, but we still take action based on our um, thoughts and beliefs. But we're listening, opening, because we know we don't have all the information. We know that our beliefs, it could be wrong. We'll even tell our child or our spouse, I could be wrong, but right now this is where I'm at and this is my understanding. And so if you choose to do this, then I am going to choose to do that. But we keep our emotions towards that person the same. We keep it in that love. And so there's a little something to think about, to consider. How would that work in your life? What would it be like for you if, when these problems where we both have differing ideas, and they're both for the benefit of our child or our child's future, if we're talking with our child, we have a way forward that is still in love. And wow, how will that change the way you communicate? How will that change um, how you resolve conflict or problems? How will your child or your spouse feel when you do that? So think about those things, and think about, again, how can I resolve my own fears and anxieties so that I'm approaching this um, with that love, and seeking information, and providing information, especially about how I'm going to choose to act, so that it's not in anger, but just so that they're informed. Remember, children are great by their very natures, and we have that privilege and that responsibility of raising them.
Hi friends, Cynthia Armstrong here. Thanks for joining us today. Please make sure that you subscribe to our channel so you can see when new videos come out, and like this one. It is such a responsibility and a challenge to raise great kids, and we are here to help you along that journey to make it as enjoyable and fun and fulfilling as possible. Please check out our website, www.raisinggreatkids.net, and I will leave that in the description below.